He chips it into the back, and look at Tuqiri flying to score. Lote Tuqiri has scored off the Marshall kick.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
What a great spot.
Welcome to Brisbane.
I hope this doesn't give the viewers the impression that you live out on the street in Brisbane these days.
Well, I am struggling these days, mate. So, no, mate, you've come on a nice balmy night in Brisbane, mate. I've got the jumper on. It's a nice 26 degrees.
Nice. I want to just talk about your career and define it as a career of 4 quarters.
Yeah.
First quarter Brisbane, second quarter Wallabies and Rugby Union,
Yep.
third quarter West Tigers,
Yep.
fourth quarter brief, but one great year for South Sydney was a premiership. Is that a fair way of summing it up?
Well, I've never thought of, splitting it up into 4 quarters, but I'll use that now on, every time they roll me around to those Christmas lunches and everything.
Can you remember and describe for the layman watching the fan now what it felt like the first time you pulled on the Broncos jumper, a club that had already at that time had great success, and you come on the scene as a 19-year-old playing first grade?
Yeah, I did. I probably supported the Canberra Raiders growing up.
Yeah.
And guys like Noah Andruku and Mal Meninga, I love those players, a green machine of the early to mid-90s. I'd never ever thought I'd play for the Broncos, let alone play with Alan Langer, who's still in the team, Wendell Saylor. They still had a pretty gun team to come into, and I was very, very lucky, mate. Very, very lucky.
What do you remember best out of 2000? Obviously, there's a grand final victory, but the Brisbane Wingers, it was one of the highlights of the year for me.
Yeah.
Saylor, Tuqiri, try for try all season, right up to grand final day.
When you look back at that squad now, it's hard to sort of pick how we got beaten. And I've spoken to different guys before. They had pretty good squads in there as well, but a really enjoyable year was 2000. And I probably played better footy in 2001 once I was a bit more established, but 2000, wow, it was a great team.
And I look at it, I don't know what the motivation was at the time to go to rugby union, but you could say you achieved everything in the space of a few years in rugby league.
Yeah.
A hat-trick in State of Origin. You played for Australia.
Yep.
You'd played for Fiji. You'd won a premiership. Is that a fair observation?
Fair observation. And had I not done a few or a lot of those things, I probably wouldn't have gone.
We're a rugby league show, so I hope you don't mind that I'm just going to skip through the rugby union years, and I'm going to say you come back to rugby league to the West Tigers, and it's a pretty big year too, because you come back in 2010, and that, at the end of the year for the Tigers, features one of the most memorable matches of all time, the finals match against the Roosters. It goes to 1,000,000 minutes.
I don't have, not myself regrets, but Chris Harrington probably should have picked up that ball from the ruck at the back of the scrum. We win the game. It's done. One of the main memories of that match, good or bad, was that hit of Simon Dwyer to get us that that scrum. It's probably one of the biggest hits I've ever seen live and in a game and during a game. And then Braith and Astor obviously kicking that goal, and then me chasing down, or not chasing down, Sean Kenny down. To score that try. So thanks, Fultz, for throwing that intercept, mate.
It's Sean Kenny now races away and wins the game for the Sydney Roosters.
Now, from that Tigers career, the injuries then started, and I think most of us thought that's it. And then the fairy tale comes. You end up at South Sydney, and they win the comp.
There you go.
Hello. There you go.
They
love you, Lonnie. They love you. How you going there?
So fast forward to 14, I get a call from Madge, the end of 2013, saying if am I still keen to go on.
Was the plan you'd just play the 1 year? Was that what you were thinking at the start, or it became 1 year because it was such a great way to finish?
To be fair, it became 1 year.
Right.
The plan was to go on, but at the end of that 2014 season, to be honest, there's no better way to finish. Like you talk about finishing on a fairy tale, not a lot of guys get to do that.
2 things to finish.
Yep.
A hypothetical for you.
Yep.
The feeling of a grand final night, and you played in 2.
Yep.
The feeling of origin for Queensland, as compared to a Wallabies test. Can I throw them all into the melting pot and you pull out one I want to do again? That was the best.
One I want to do again, I'm probably running out onto the last game at Lang Park, the old Lang Park for the Queensland team.
Yep.
My first game. And running out onto that stadium, the roar of the crowd, And the roar of my first, I think it was the first touch of the footy, kick return, Lockie gets the ball, puts me through a gap. I go down the sideline about 40 metres, try and step in to trip over myself and give it back to Lockie. Just a roar, still gives me...
As good as it gets.
As good as it gets.
Last question.
Yeah.
Now, was the biggest hit in your career? I mentioned it at the top of the show, Parramatta Stadium that night.
Yeah, I do remember that distinctly, Vossi.
Awesome hit.
Awesome hit, mate. You made a pretty good hit. Very, very good shoulders, mate. So, yeah, nice.
But, mate, can I just say on behalf of all league fans, because we didn't really get a chance to farewell you, because we didn't know when you played the last game.
Yeah.
Mate, you gave so many fans so much pleasure. So great career, and thanks for coming on the fan, my
appreciate
friend.
it, mate. Thanks for coming up to Brisbane and getting out here.
All right, do we wait for an Uber here, or how does it work?
I don't know. What do you reckon?
Taxi!
Taxi! They just stop anywhere for me here, mate.
All right, thank you.
So that's him there.
Thank you.